All right, here we go. Starting off in the Sanctuary, we find just a big 20 in the Sanctuary chest. So let's see what items we find as we get this race underway. And in Link's house, we find the Fisher Price Shield. Oh, we got an early map check. Green Pendant at Eastern Crystal 6 at Desert Crystal 2 at Tower of Hera. So a lot of chance for pendants in the Dark World. That is always a good sign.
Oh yeah, you like to see crystals inside of the light world, just because they're so much easier and faster to complete.
The now setting up Houlihan Room, it looks like. While both Pastillage and Sinhe are going to be checking out the Uncle's area to see. We got 5 rupee drops from the tree. Let's see what Uncle gives us here. Flippers! Ooh, flippers from the Uncle. That is an interesting find.
Looks like we're going swimming soon.
Indeed. Maligord now going to check out the Lumberjack cave, and we find ether in Lumberjack. Oh, that is tease. That is a tease.
Yeah, ether is one of those items you don't know if it's required or not until so late.
Yeah, there is a possibility that we may have an Agaseed here. We don't know for sure yet. But we will see as this race goes on whether or not that's going to be the case. And we've got a fairy in a bottle over there in the mushroom spot in the Lost Woods. Maligord picking that up. That means Sick Kid's now going to be on the table. Malle now going to get some bombs over here near the Sacred Grove. Make sure they're ready for Kakariko. And Malle now also going to check the race game. We got a big 20 in the Forest Thieves hideout, so not much there. And we have just a piece of heart at the race game. Going to be ignoring that. Let's see what the library has. Is this going to be a boost required seed? We have... Nope, just 10 arrows. Maligord now going to waste no time turning into that bottles of the Sick Kid. He's going to see what that has. And we have just 50 rubies from that. And we find another 50 over in the tavern.
It's good pocket change money in the beginning. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of bomb drops, so it might be useful to buy some.
Very true. We haven't seen much early on, and we may have to stop over the shop. And then, of course, we can also save money for the bottle vendor, finding another 50 rupees in the chicken shack, and Maligord going to go ahead and pick up those bombs.
Not to mention that since they do have early flippers, that could mean an early Zora check.
Possibility is definitely there. And that might be the reason they got the flipper so early, is they want you to check so early, but they're going to need enough money to do that. So it's going to come down to what we find here. Find a piece of heart of the bottle vendor. We still haven't even checked the main hotspots, being the well and the blind hut. We'll see what those have here, as Malle is now heading that way as we speak. Let's see what we find here. 5-bomb upgrade to start off. Let's get towards the back. We find 10 arrows. Hammer! Ooh, that's a nice find. Blue tunic. And 5 rupees, but still, hammer and blue tunic right at the gate. That is a good find for Malle.
Oh, indeed. Now they have a reliable weapon and some kind of really good safety. Blue tunic is definitely something you'd like to find in these runs.
Indeed, and as Sinhe's going to be picking up the same things, Malle's going to be checking out the Blind's Hut. Again, 5 more potential items here. We find Power Glove, a big 20, another big 20, and another big 20. A lot of money there, but that's not a bad thing. That Power Glove's definitely going to open up some possibilities, and we find a piece of heart in the back. And yes, folks, we love the Power Gloves because it is indeed so bad.
Yeah, and having already the power gloves and the hammer, all we're missing for Dark World access is the Moon Pearl itself.
Indeed. That might be hiding somewhere in the South Shore. We haven't checked it yet. Plus, there's the Eastern Palace area with Sir Hassela's closet, and of course, Eastern Palace itself. So who knows where we'll find all that? You know, we still got plenty of time to find any of those items. And of course, chat pointing out the possibility Moon Pearl could be on the pyramid. We'll find out soon enough. Sinhe now going to head over to the back end of Escape with that power glove. 3 potential items back there. Let's see if he finds anything. All right, let's see what we find. Got 3 chests here. We have Red Tunic already. 5-arrow upgrade and a piece of heart. So we have Red Tunic in just over 6 minutes.
Red Tunic still on 3 hearts. That's something rare.
That is very rare. I have yet to see that happen, but still, that is really awesome. Sinhe now going to head to the South Shore. And Maligord's already heading that way as well. Gonna check out the dam here. We've got 2 potential items here, plus the mini Moldorm Cave, and possibly even the Ice Rod Cave. And there's the Titan's Bits!
Well, that is interesting. It doesn't help much for now, though. Without the Moon Pearl, that Titans has limited use.
Very true, but look, with all the items we're finding this early on, flippers, both glove upgrades, hammer, red tunic, we're looking at a potential shade seed here. And we find a 10-arrow upgrade, or an 10-arrow upgrade in the dam itself. And now we got the mini Moldorm Cave here, 5 potential items. Thankfully, with that hammer, they will be able to clear this one way or the other. Let's see what else we can find here. And Malle now also going to head into the dungeon area of Escape. We still have not checked that yet. Thankfully, we have a permanent weapon. Well, he's going to Uncle first. And we find Big 20, triple bombs, 100 rupees, another Big 20, and a single rupee. So nothing in the mini Moldorm Cave this seed. That's unfortunate.
Well, considering all they had so far, seed has to give. Sometimes it doesn't.
Indeed, though, Maligord is going to head over to the Ice Rod Cave. One of the things I've always said is the most difficult area to route, because even if you have the faster items like the boots and the flute, you're still going to have to go out of your way to get to this location. So best to get it out of the way as soon as possible so you don't forget about it.
Definitely, especially since this cave has no requirements to reach, really, so you should do it early on.
Now let's see if the Ice Rod Cave actually pays out here today. Sinhe gonna follow suit, taking the other way around, and there's just a heart container, but hey, they need the extra health, so definitely not a bad find.
Just need to be careful around these crabs here. They still hurt a lot.
Yep. Especially when you only have 1 heart left. Ooh, he's cutting it close there. Sinhe does make it in, though. Malle taking a death in the dungeon area, not even getting to the back end. Thankfully, he had the fairy in a bottle, but that's a fairy he could have used later.
Indeed. I hope he does remember that he did use his fairy, because that can play on your mind.
Indeed. Small key in the first chest there. We still have not found the map. So it could be in this dungeon area. If it's not, though, that's going to actually save them some time, since that means it will be in the sewers. Therefore, they won't have to go there. Maligord now making his way over to Sir Hassela. We're going to find out what 3 items he's hiding this seed. We're going to see 5-bomb upgrade, piece of heart, and fighter sword. There we go. Oh, and there's the map in the dungeon escape area. So that means that the sewers will have an item, because we found both the small key and the map. That's going to weigh on them, because if they don't have the lamp, they may be a while before they find that. Heart container from the hobo.
looks like Maligord is going to continue his trek into Eastern.
Yeah, we'll see if he finds anything, while Maligord is going to be making his way into Eastern Palace. See what the items he's having. Let's see what Zelda's treasure chest has for us. Just 5 rupees. And Sinhe now going to make his way over to the Waterfall of Wishing in Zora. So we're going to be seeing a lot of items very quickly here. And Bombos! And another sword!
Oh, there's already 2 swords found. You know what that could mean.
It's going to come down to, if we don't find anything in Eastern Palace, then if an Agonist Cave doesn't have anything, then yeah, we might be seeing an Agonist Seed here. We have Red Shield on Zora's Ledge. Oh, this Agonist Seed is looking really hot right now, especially with that Ether Medallion hiding in the Lumberjack Cave.
Yep, the only piece missing is the lamp.
Let's see what we find in Eastern. There's a heart container. So that's 2 of the items found in Eastern Palace. If they find the 3rd item and it's not the Moon Pearl, this could be looking bad for our runners. All right, and there's the big key for Maligord. And I did not see what was on Lake Hylia Island, unfortunately. And in the big chest, we find the compass, so they're going to have to navigate dark rooms to head to the Vanilla Big Key spot. We'll see if that has anything for them, or if the item is indeed locked behind the Armos Knights, thus bow-locked. Mercury, that is not true. If they need to find the Moon Pearl. If they do not find the Moon Pearl, then there's a good chance it's on the pyramid. Thus, it would be Aghanim required. So, the Moon Pearl is the only thing keeping them from Dark World access right now.
Indeed, Moon Pearl could be on Pyramid, but because logic never forces you into dark rooms, they need to find the lamp first.
That's very true. Also, thank you to Map of the Bay with the Twitch Prime sub. Much appreciated. Thank you for your support. Maligord gonna access the chest here the hard way. Now, bear in mind, so he's gonna take those out to spread the anti-fairies out. And what's in the chest? Just a big 20. So Eastern Palace not paying off. That leaves it between Agonist Cave and Zora for our final item. Now, if they don't find the Moon Pearl, the one thing they will need to find is, like you mentioned before, the lamp, so they can access Death Mountain. Lamp or flute. All right, so we're seeing a lot of familiar spots here. Nobody's really doing anything new yet, so we're going to keep our eyes peeled. Yeah, bear in mind, this is a no major glitches run. However, the logic is set up with no glitches whatsoever, meaning that if you do anything that is considered a minor glitch, such as fake flippers or going into dark rooms without the lamp, it is not illegal, but it is a sequence break, therefore will not likely give you anything of significance. Pastillage going up to Death Mountain here. He finds a piece of heart from the old man. Not much there. So it's down to what is on Spectacle Rock Cave for him. And Malle looks like he's going to be the first one to be able to see what Zora has. He has enough rupees. So if Zora doesn't have anything, it's going to be down to Agata's Cave.
Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of expecting Zora to either have Moon Pearl or the lamp.
I can understand. I can see your logic behind that thought, and I don't disagree with it. But we'll find out soon enough. Pastillage ending up to Spectacle Rock Cave, finds a piece of heart inside, not what he was hoping for. So it's down to Malle now. Malle, what are you going to find? Is it going to be life lesson, love lesson, or worth? What does the big fish have? It is the Moon Pearl!
That was an expensive jewel, but a needed one, so Zora saves the day.
Indeed. That means Aghanim Seed is less likely to be required. But however, let's not lose hope yet, folks who want it, because let's bear in mind that Ether Medallion is in the Lumberjack Cave. Therefore, that could still come into play. But nonetheless, that means that Dark World access is now available to Malle since he has both the Titan's Bits and the Hammer. So full Dark World access confirmed.
Looks like he's going to put it to good use right now, as I think he's going to use the portal right here, yeah.
He's going to head over to what I like to call the Prince Cave, because it's the artist formerly known as Hype Cave. If you've seen version 26 and 27, you know why I say that. Older versions of the logic, this upcoming cave used to be a hotspot for items. However, in these later versions, it has not been as such. So, hold your hype, folks. Let's see if it's actually hype today. All right, so Malle starting off finds heart container from the thief. Let's see what the 4 chests behind him have. We have triple bombs, and the third sword upgrade, literacy, and a 5 rupees. So you know what? I'll call that a hype cave.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as you get at least one kind of good item in there, especially a sword, that's good. And of course, the Book of Majua is always fun as an item. It's one of those fetch quests that can open up a few locations.
Yeah, and that opens up another possibility. If they find the mirror and the fire rod, and Skull Woods is a crystal dungeon, you know what that means, don't you, Dynasty?
Oh, yes, I know.
Oh, and we get Big 20 from old Stumpy. And Sinhe now going to be the second person to get his Moon Pearl from Zora. He's going to be very happy with his purchase. It's expensive, but oh, is it worth it? Oh, and Pastillage taking a death.
Oh, he was trying to death warp. He forgot he had a fairy.
Gotta remember what you have. And that's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him some time. Maligord, actually no, since he's to be the third, Maligord did get his Moon Pearl already. He's heading over to the Village of Outcasts in Skull Woods area. And we got our Dark World map check. Crystal 5 at Skull Woods. Red Pendant at Thieves Town. Blue Pendant at Swamp Palace. So Skullwoods is indeed required, which means they're going to be looking out for that fire rod. Plus, they'll need it for Turtle Rock later on. So if we find the mirror first, oh, we're going to have some fun.
Maligord just found some bombs inside Turtle Rock, so that's one of 2 possibilities of items.
You mean Skullwoods, not Turtle Rock. Nobody's been to Turtle Rock yet. It's all right. It happens to the best of it. All right, Malle now going to be checking out the chess game over in the Village of Outcast. Single Arrow and Riot Shield. wait, 20 minutes in, we already have Riot Shield. That is a big find for Malle here, having both Red Tunic and having Riot Shield. So that's going to come in handy for him. And he'll be finding that third sword upgrade before too long. Maligord going to check out Bumper Cave, finds a 5-bomb upgrade up there, so we're not going to be seeing that into play yet. Malle checking the Sea House, finds a, was like a 5 or 10 arrow upgrade, I think. Couldn't tell if it's 5 or 10.
It's more arrows for sure.
Yeah, it's an arrow upgrade. That much I know for certain. And it looks like he's gonna make the play on Thieves Town. Now remember, Thieves Town is the red pendant, so this is not a required dungeon. But with the amount of items in here, it's never a bad idea to check it.
Yeah, it's one of the hard.
Oh, and what did I just say? Ladies and gentlemen, someone call Phantom Ryu, because that's gotta be Kane.
Dang, that's some very good luck.
Sinhe now going to be paying a visit to Alec Baldwin, only finding a big 20 in the digging game. This is why I said this is one thing about version 27 is that it basically tries to encourage you not only to go into dungeons but to put an emphasis on pendant dungeons, because odds are good big items are hiding there just to troll you. I see the chat suggesting an early Ice Palace play. While it is technically possible to do right now, I'd at least wait a little bit to see whether, because full clearing Ice Palace is a real pain. So I don't know if we go for that just yet, though I wouldn't be surprised if someone makes the gamble.
Yeah, especially without a hook shot, it's not a fun experience.
No, it is not. But we'll see if we find the hook shot early enough. Maybe someone will make that gamble here. Malle now continue his way through Thieves Town, finds the compass while he sets up the blind bomb hole to make sure he can fight blind should he decide to do that. Which he probably will. Very rarely does anyone not full clear Thieves Town, even if it is a pendant dungeon, because it's so easy to do, and more often than not, it pays out.
Not to mention that often you do need to clear it, mostly because of how keys are placed in it.
And Maligord now going to take the slow route in through the Peg Cave. This is not something you see done very early like this. Usually they wait until they can route in stuff like Jeremiah and the Purple Chest, which they could do, but without the mirror, it's tricky. But he goes through and he just finds a big 20 for his trouble. Alright, now he finds the small key. That's going to give him access to the big chest. Still haven't found the map yet, so if the map it's down to the big chest, which thankfully they have the hammer for. Otherwise, this is one of the biggest trolls in the entire game, is the big chest at Thieves Town. I've seen it become a pain in the butt to many runners when they don't have the hammer early. And just a piece of heart, which means the map is on blind. And Malle now setting up a death warp in here. Interesting call. So Malle is not going to fight blind. I can understand that since it's a pendant dungeon and we now know that the map is on there. So he's going to save himself some time on that regard. Also, shout out to the custom sprites being used, and he using 90s Link based on the Legend of Zelda cartoon series, Malle doing Marissa from the Toho series, Maligord using the Andy Pug based on one of our popular runners, Andy, and Pastillage using Shadow Link. And yes, for anyone who's new to the randomizer, we have the randomizer app on our on the website does allow you to choose custom sprites. We have over 40 different sprites available to us, with more getting tested all the time. So you can pick your favorites, and there's always more coming. So definitely consider checking those out. Definitely some props to our creators for putting those together. It looks like Sinhe is going to go ahead and do the blind fight. Gonna get his red pendant here. Oh, maybe that'll come back to help him later if this does turn out to be a pedestal seed. And it looks like Maligord now going to head over to Agnes Cave and see what he has to offer. That has not been checked yet, so this could be an interesting play. And yeah, for anyone asking how these races are done, they're given the seed, and then they're sent to the website with the seed. And instead of downloading the ROM directly, therefore, they can choose their custom sprite and download the ROM with the same seed. That's how this works. Maligord not finding anything over in Agnes Cave. However, he has the Book of Medora, so he might be making the play on Desert Palace here. 50 rupees on the Desert Ledge. And the only thing that's going to stop him is if it is boots locked. If there is a torch that could have an item on it, or it could have one of the two keys, either the small key or the big key. And if it's the case, it is boots locked. So he is hoping to find a trash item on the torch and not have to worry about it. Also, bear in mind, he won't be able to full clear this dungeon because you need a fire source, either the lamp or the fire rod, in order to get to the boss. All right, big 20 in the first chest. That's not a good sign, because that means one of the keys is guaranteed to be on this torch. And sure enough, it's a small key, so they are boots locked. You will need the boots in order to continue on. No, well, yeah, you are correct, Wolfman. You need the fire rod for Mafula's lair. I'm talking Desert Palace.
Now it looks like they're still missing a lot of travel items here, such as flute or the boots.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're still missing quite a bit here. And there's not many dungeons they can check right now that haven't already been checked. Skull Woods has been checked. Thieves Town's been checked. Pod could be potentially Bullock, so that's a risky play. Tara Hera is unavailable because you need either the mirror or the hook shot to get across. Thieves Town's been checked. Ice Palace might still be possible. And, of course, Misery Mire and Turrock, we don't know what pendants they need. And Misery Mire you need the flute for anyway. So, yeah, I hate to say it, they may have to do an early Ice Palace play depending on what they find over on East Dark World. Because that is chat confirming, yeah, we have not checked Pyramid or Catfish yet. One of those may likely have something at this point. To answer a question in chat, Very Sydney, it depends on the seed. It depends on what dungeons are required, and it depends on where those items are. So we don't know for sure yet what items are going to exactly be required. We have a general idea, but we don't know what items are going to be required because we don't know what dungeons they could be hiding in. They've got at least a couple of the items. We know the bow, and the bow is one of the few items they absolutely have to have. Oh, Malle is making the gamble. He is heading to Ice Palace. Yeah, the absolute guaranteed items are the bow, hookshot, Titan's Mitts, Moon Pearl, and hammer. Everything else depends on the seed.
Yeah, don't forget a Master Sword.
Oh yeah, Master Sword. Yes, you cannot defeat Ganon with anything with a fighter sword. You need at least Master Sword. I've had races where they completed Ganon's tower with only fighter sword and had to go looking for the Master Sword before they could even get to it.
Yeah, that's quite a funny conundrum to be in.
Oh, and we found Hookshot in Ice Palace!
Oh man, it just paid off. The play paid.
That is an excellent play there by Malle, finding that. Oh, he took a... One thing I've always said about these randomized races is that it comes down to what routes do you take, what gambles do you make, and which ones pay off. Malle decided to take the gamble on Ice Palace, and it paid off.
It also ensured that you can actually complete Ice Palace pretty easily now, too.
Yeah. Also, to respond to Religion in chat, in a way, this was a gamble. Because there were still a few overworld places they could have checked before going here. So, yeah, it was pretty clear Ice Palace was the play to make. But they still could have checked a few other places first. So the fact that he went here as early as they did is a gamble. It's just one that happened to pay off.
Gets the bomb jump first try.
First time, every time. The infamous Ice Palace bomb jump. If you're going to ever get into speedrunning this game, that is the one bomb jump you should probably practice the hell out of.
I completely agree. Took me a while to get it, but once you start getting it pretty consistently, you really, really feel good about yourself.
And Lamp from the purple chest here on Sinhe's side. Good call on his end, so that means he's no longer have to worry about dark rooms. And considering they haven't done pod yet, that is a nice thing to have.
Indeed. Plus, it does give him his fire source to be able to maybe clear either Desert or Hera once they have the correct items to go further in these dungeons.
Absolutely. So definitely a good find there for Sinhe. It looks like Maligord. I didn't see if he checked Pyramid or not, but he is making his way over to Catfish. So we're going to see what that has here. As Malle now working his way around, trying to full clear Ice Palace, but he is set up to take on Cold Stare when the time comes. All right, let's see what the Catfish has here on Maligord's side. And he's got half magic. Not bad.
Definitely a good prize.
Yeah, and that'll especially be good for Maligord since he's going to be heading to the Ice Palace eventually, and having the half magic will make his use of Bombos a lot more manageable. Also, to confirm with chat, yes, this is not part of the randomizer tournament that we've been streaming here. However, it is still a competition, so it's just separate from the tournament. But even the tournament's just for fun, so there's not exactly like super competitiveness here. Okay, Maligord did not check Pyramid because that's what he's doing right now. This could be a play here. Let's see what he finds. And we can confirm 5-arrow upgrade on Link Hylia Island. And just a 5-bomb upgrade on the Pyramid.
At this point, I wonder if he's going for Pass the Darkness.
It's a risky... That is a true gamble since they don't have the bow and they could be bow locked.
Especially without the lamp too, it makes for extra difficult.
Indeed. Now we find the big key in Ice Palace. As Maligord's getting ready to head up to Palace of Darkness and pay a visit to everyone's favorite little extortionist, Kiki the Monkey. 110 rupees, right down the drain. Sinhe now going to be getting his hook shot here. He's going to be happy to find that. And we find Ice Rod in the Ice Palace.
Nice place.
Somehow it just makes perfect sense. I mean, if it's not going to be in the Ice Rod Cave, then at least the Ice Palace would make sense. So no doubt, Ice Palace is the play to make, no matter how you look at it, with 2 very important items in there. Potentially more, because we still don't know what's in the big chest, and we found both the map and compass, if I recall correctly.
And Maligord just found the fire rod in the first chest of Palace of Darkness.
He will be bow locked, but that was certainly a good call to make. And we found the magic cape on Malle's side in Ice Palace, so he has found everything here. He's just, I don't know what he's doing at this point. I see. He's going to heal up. He's going to grab some of the fairies from those pots upstairs.
Wow, that was a lucky bomb jump from Sinhe.
All right, now there's still 1 item left to find. It might be on Cold Stare. Or it's likely on Cold Stare. What does Cold Stare have? Could this be a loaded Ice Palace? We're about to find out here as Malle has taken him on. And luckily for Malle, he does have Tempered Sword, so this is a very quick Cold Stare fight on his end. And he drops just the small key. Okay, I forgot there was still a small key. But nonetheless, he gets his first crystal. Our first crystal of this race, at least as far as the 4 streamers that we see here. We have no idea where the other streamers are at this point. where the other racers are. We have over 30 raiders running right now. Who knows what they found?
Now we got hookshot though, so there's a lot more of the world you can open with that, especially up in Death Mountain.
Absolutely, and hopefully he'll think to do that purple chest run to get the lamp. Because then he can logically explore Death Mountain completely, though he looks like he's just going to go for the dark caves and go right up there. Galadriel, our forerunners are basically chosen at random since we really don't know who is going to be the best runners of this race. So it'd be very hard for us to just pick the top 4 runners. We just pick 4 at random who are able to restream.
Plus, it's fun to also pick people from different skill levels, so you get to see more different strategy.
Exactly. That kind of diversity is always welcome here. So with this, oh wait, someone is saying we found boots. Is that, or is it that of their trunk? Because I didn't see those.
I think we got trolled a bit here.
I think we did too, because I don't see anyone who's went anywhere different that would have found them. And with 2 of our runners tonight. But nonetheless, Malle is going to be checking the east side of Death Mountain. We've got at least 8 potential items there, 7 of which in the Paradox Cave, 1 of which in the Spiral Cave. Plus, since he has a hammer, he can make a play on Tower of Hera as well. All right, let's see what the Paradox Cave has. We have Piece of Heart and Flute. Good find for Malle there, finding the flute in the Paradox Cave, or as I like to call it, the new Hype Cave, and that's exactly why. And we've got 5 more items up here in this upper room in the Paradox Cave. You can always find something. Mirror! Can I call it, or can I call it, ladies and gentlemen? 5 bomb upgrade and another big 20.
Man, that was a very good cave. Full of value.
Absolutely. I call it the new Hype Cave for a reason, and Malle just proved that right there. Nice find. And we've got Mushroom on the floating island. Ooh, that's a tease. Yes, Fulgen, Agata has been checked. There was nothing there. I think it was just a big 20 there. So no worth there. And let's find out what medallion we need for Turtle Rock. And it's... Oh, Ether! Ladies and gentlemen, we have Aghanim Seed confirmed!
I can't tell if it's good luck or bad luck. Either way, it's fun.
So Aghanim Seed confirmed now. They will have to complete Aghanim 1 in order, and they will have to find the boots in order to access the Lumberjack Cave to get that seed, to get that medallion. Malle is not happy about that at all. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call it. We have a Shade Seed. It is trolling them hard.
Well, at least it's not a time loss if you need to do it.
That's very true. Malle now going to head over to the Hookshot Cave. 4 more items here. We've got a 5-arrow upgrade. We have big 20, 300 rupees. Could have used that earlier. And just a big 20. Now, is he going to go for that mushroom? Yep, he is going for the mushroom. That hashtag fetch quest. As Chad pointing out, we still don't know where those boots are. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one thing that could make this even trollier. Is if we have a pedestal seed. Boots on pedestal? It's possible. As Malle now taking the walk of shame through the spiral cave. All right, Malle now finishing up Spiral Cave, finds a big 20 in there, unfortunately. Not what he was hoping for. As Sinhe now making his way through the Paradox Cave. He's going to be happy with what he finds there, that's for sure. He's not going to be happy when he finds out what medallion is required for Total Rock.
Nice bomb strat on Pastillage side. Gets rid of the Mighty Ducks pretty fast.
DMO56K. It is an Agnem Seed because Ether is in the Lumberjack Cave, and that is the required medallion for Turtle Rock. So it is guaranteed Agnem Seed. It's what's worse is they need the boots in order to access the Lumberjack Cave, which we have not found yet. All right, Malle now going to head over to the Ether tablet. He's going to check that out before heading into Tower of Hera. Let's see what the Ether tablet has. Piece of Heart. And Sinhe right on his heels. He's going the other way into Tower of Hera. He has not checked Dark Death Mountain yet. And he is going to be very disappointed with what he finds over there. Oh! Das Boot! What are those?
Those were needed.
What a find for Malle. Well, that, unless Quake is required, unless Quake is needed for Misery Mire, and that's on the pedestal hype is pretty much dead. And he's not even going to check the rest of Mire. That's a risky play, but we'll see how that plays out as he's going to head into Spike Cave. Oh, fair point. Needs a fire source. He can't even go into the basement. Though Sinhe can. He has the lamp, so this could pay off for him if there's anything else up here. And Heart Container in the Spike Cave.
And now Sinhe gets to put his controller down for a few seconds.
Yep, coffee break strats. As Malle now is going to make his way over to Kakariko Village and activate his flute. Yet it is not on his end, so we will not be rising for the Link to the Past Anthem with him just yet, but not too long. And now I said Mire instead of Hera, my bad. I can't talk today. But ladies and gentlemen, the goose is loose!
Got our animal friend here ready to bring us up everywhere in the world.
Indeed. Malle now heading over to Skull Woods, most likely. He does not have the fire rod. He has not gone to pod yet. So he's only going to be able to get the first few chests in here. All right, let's see what else Sinhe finds. There's the map, which means the final item is on Moldorm. Ooh, he's going to have to full clear Tower of Hera to see if that has anything. And there's not much left to find. It's the bow is the only real big possibility right now. Anything else is superfluous at best.
Yeah, at least Tower of Hera is a crystal, so...
That is very true, so it works out either way. So he's going to take on Trolldorm. Yes, we know he's called Moldorm, but if you've played this game, you know why we call him Trolldorm. How trolly will he be today? Very trolly, it seems!
Maximum troll achieved.
But he takes him out the second time around, at least. So what does Trolldorm have on him here this time? Just a fairy in a bottle. Not bad. Alright, now we're finding a heart container in the bonk cave. Sorry. Alright, Malle is going to check out the graveyard cave here. And he's probably going to run in King's Tomb as well, since they're both right there and accessible. And only finds triple bombs in the graveyard cave, unfortunately.
I do like the mix of items in this scene. It seems like they have to explore the overworld, the dungeons, everything if they want to proceed.
Yeah, the items aren't super grouped up in specific areas like they sometimes can be, so this is working out really well for them. And just a big 20 in the King's Tomb. And at the same time, Maligord loosing his goose now, so he's got his flute activated. Just as Pastillage find his, he's heading over to Turtle Rock. He's going to be very upset to find out what's hiding there. And Malle now going to turn his mushroom to find out what the witch has. Again, we're not expecting much since we don't really have that many big items left, but if it's the bow, that will be huge. Nope, just a piece of heart. But he is going to stock up on a blue potion just to be safe. And it looks like it's Bombos required for Misery Mire, so Quake is no longer an option. Pedestal Seed is pretty much dead. Malle now picking up their half magic from the catfish, while Maligord's going to check out the checkerboard cave to see what it has. And finds just a big 20. Alright, Maligord now. Is he going to make a gamble on Swamp Palace here?
That's what I was about to say. I think he's going for it.
This is, no matter how you look at it, this is a gamble. I mean, yes, it's a lot of items, but it is a pendant dungeon. So that is a gamble no matter how you look at it. It's a big dungeon, especially if you're going to full clear it left side. So we'll see how this plays off for him. If the bow's in here, that will be huge.
I mean, especially for Malle, he could go inside Turtle Rock right now. He has everything he needs.
Actually, Malle does not have the fire rod. Only Maligord does. But he's figuring he wants to try to go mode Turtle Rock, which I don't entirely blame him, but this is a gamble. And yes, folks, we can confirm right now, the only item we do not know, the only essential item that we do not know the location of is the bow. We know the Ether Medallion is required, and that is in the Lumberjack cave. But that's the only other item we have to find. It's down to the bow. Now going to check the rest of Desert Palace here. Has not been checked yet. There's the map.
Sinhe just confirmed that it was Ether that was in there.
So right now we're basically watching Malle and Maligord to see what items we're going to find, because those are the two different locations we have not seen items from yet. And as we finish up the Link to the Past National Anthem, Malle finding the bug net over in Desert Palace's big chest, and he's going to make the play on Misery Mire. We find the Bloomerang in Swamp Palace. It looks like Maligord not opting to the left side. He's gonna do go mode it and then check the left side later if necessary. No, we have not called go mode yet because we do not, and many of our racers still have not gotten everything they need, so no go mode at this time. And we found silvers in Swamp Palace.
Not a bad space for him. Now we found the ammo, we just need the weapon.
Indeed. And that means that there is absolutely nothing essential on the pedestal. The silvers were the last thing they could have found, but even then, they probably wouldn't have gone for it. But now, we now know they don't even need that. So, pedestal completely dead now. And Maligord gonna take on Argus to see if he has an item on him. And Argus has the big key on him. So he's going to want to go back in and check left side as well as the big chest. Malle now going to continue checking Misery Mire. Finds a small key in the big chest. I call that a paradox.
You just downgraded
and he is
your
done
key.
him up. Malle making an interesting choice not to complete dungeons when he has the capable of doing so. He has the hook shot. He has the Cane of Samaria. He could have completed it, Misery Mire, and gotten his crystal, but he chose not to. An very interesting call to make. Wolfman, he doesn't have the lamp, but you could still do dark rooms for Misery Mire. I don't see any reason why not to.
Maybe he wasn't comfortable with the dark rooms. It's not an easy one.
That's fair enough, But he is going to pick up Jeremiah, drop him off since he's got the mirror. He can do all that in one go now. And we know that he will probably pick up the purple chest, which will pay off for him, as we know. That's going to be what he's probably looking for.
Down goes the Landmo for Sinhe.
That's going to give him his third crystal, so Sinhe taking a bit of a lead here. He's definitely in good shape right now. And now he's now picking up his lamp. Very nice find for him. He's going to be very happy to find that. And remember, folks, if you're enjoying our Four Runners, be sure to give Sinhe, Malle, Maligord, and Pastillage a follow on Twitch. Show some love for them. They work hard for your entertainment. And if I could name all 30 plus runners that are in this race, I'd tell you to follow all of them too. As Maligord is making the play on Skull Woods.
He's very well equipped to deal with the boss here. With half magic, fire rod, red mail, plenty of hearts. It's going to be an easy fight.
Indeed, Malle now going to head into the back end of desert using the flute trick, or mirror trick to avoid a lot of the issues there. Maligord finishing off Malle there, nicely done. And he gets the compass for his troubles. But he also gets his third crystal. Oh, and Maligord's gonna check the pedestal. We know it's not gonna have anything. What is it? Just couch cash. Not really surprising at this point, but at least now we know for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather it have something like couch cash than, let's say, powder. Because powder, when you don't know where all the items are yet, can still lead you into more side quests.
Very true, though at this point, the only item they'd be looking for is the bow. The only item they're looking for is the bow, which we know since Eastern Palace is a pendant dungeon, the bow could not be on the pedestal. So there was literally nothing that could be on there. Seth Darkheart, yes. Agassiz confirmed Ethered Medallion is in the Lumberjack Cave, and that is the required medallion for Turtle Rock. So yes, confirmed Agassiz. And yet nobody's done it yet.
It's bound to be soon, though, as we can see. You'll probably need the fire rod to get further inside Turtle Rock, and you definitely need it if you want to beat it. And only 2 of the 4 that are showed here actually have it.
Only 2 of our runners have gone inside of Palace of Darkness to pick up the fire rod. So that's probably what they're waiting on. They're waiting to make sure they have all the items they need for Turtle Rock before even attempting it. And there's the shovel on Malle's end, and Sinhe about to pick it up as well. So they're about to finish up Misery Mire here, which is going to be really good for them. Oh, wait a minute. Maligord is making the play, ladies and gentlemen. He is heading to Aghanim 1.
He's going to be able to find one piece of the puzzle, and that is defeating Aghanim. But he still hasn't picked up his boots.
He has not been to Tower of Hera, so he does not have his boots. But considering he's going to have to go to Tower of Hera eventually, that's not going to be too big of a loss for him. As both Malle and Sinhe now both making their way to Vitreous here. They've got the magic cape. Malle has had magic, so it's going to be a lot easier for him. We'll see if Vitreous has anything. Malle, both the runners fell taking out. And there's the bow!
Of all places the bow could be, this is one of the worst places.
Yeah, because having the bow makes Vitreous that much easier. However, folks, we are still not in go mode because neither of those runners have the fire rod. They have not been to pod. But they are in bow mode at least. They still need to go to pod to get the fire rod before we can call go mode. Plus, they still need the ether medallion, so we still are a ways from go mode here. But oh man, this just got interesting.
And it looks like Sinhe is going straight for Aga.
Makes sense there. Meanwhile, Malle is going to make the play on pod. He is going to be very happy with what he finds there, as we know what's waiting for him there. This is the right call to make. Though Sinhe not making a wrong call either. You know, Agonon's going to have to get done eventually. But we are in commentator's go mode because we know where all the items are now. It's just a matter of who finds them all first. Biohybrid, the Vitreous, the boss of Misery Mire, had the bow. Malle now has his fire rod. But chat does bring up a good point. With this, Malle is probably never going to go into Swamp Palace, so he's never going to have his silvers. We're going to have a silverless Ganon. Maligord was the only person who gambled on Swamp Palace, so he's the only one who's going to have that. And given what he's found so far, he may have the best fight. He could technically take the lead at this point if he keeps this up.
Yeah, at this point, it's still very hard to see who has the advantage. It's going to be more clear when they have completed all the required dungeons to go inside Ganon's tower.
Indeed. Also, we should comment that 3 of our runners, Yo Everyone 23, Maximum Barnage, and Weiss Devendal have all forfeited from the race, unfortunately.
It happens in every race. You get some unexpected things that happen.
No, folks, as much as I am known for calling it a little too early, none of our runners are currently in go mode yet. They're close. They're very close, but they're not there yet. And Pastillage now going to do his pedestal check. He's going to find out there's nothing here. And there's the Quake medallion on Malle's end. So all of our medallions now confirmed, though Quake is useless at this point.
Judging from his route, Maligord will still find his boots inside Tower Carry the way he's doing.
just has to go into, yeah, he just has to go into that basement area of Hera. And Pastillage now going to check out the Pyramid Fairy. At this point, the only two items that you could likely find there are the Butter Sword or the Blue Cane. Oh, never mind. Malle already found that. Scratch that. Malle found the Cane of Brian in Pod. And nope, just a couple big 20s in the Pyramid Fairy.
Yes, that's quite a conundrum when you don't have the lamp and you have Mire required, and also Palace of Darkness. It's very hard to route through these two dungeons without the lamp.
Absolutely. Thankfully, the only one of our forerunners who does not have the lamp is Pastillage. As Sinhe now picks up his fire rod. And yes, Big Key was in the Dark Maze. That's the only reason Malle was attempting to full clear the dungeon. He was looking for the Big Key, which he did find in the Dark Maze. So, and once he did that, he did exit out. So he did not full clear this dungeon, but he came close. Malle is now taking on the Helmassar King. 17 whacks with the hammer, plus a few good spin slashes with that tempered sword should take out the big turtle, or whatever the lizard this thing is, very quickly.
And down goes the Helmasaur.
Malle now looks like he's on his way to the Lumberjack Cave to pick up his last item. Oh wait, he has not finished Aghanim yet. So he's checking Lumberjack just to be safe. Oh, he's not gonna be happy with this. He now realizes the item he needs is in there. He's gonna have to do Aghanim in order to get to this point. So right now it's between Malle and Sinhe. One of them is about to be in go mode before very long. It looks like Maligord is getting trolled hard by Trolldorm. He is not playing nice today. Ooh, poor Maligord. Maligord does finish his way through Tower of Harris. Malle is almost finished up here at Aghanim to 1. Sinhe getting close to the end here at Pod. After this, one of them will be the first ones to get to the Ether Medallion.
Indeed, and once they do have Ether, it's up probably to finish the remaining dungeons. So for Sinhe, it's going to be Palace of Darkness, which he's doing right now. Is going to be Skullwoods, and then finish off with Turtle Rock.
And I think... Oh no, did Pastillage not finish up Misery Mire? He left, probably thinking he wants to get the bow before, not knowing that the bow is on Vitreous. Oh, poor Pastillage.
He also doesn't have the lamp still.
Ah, fair point.
So as you can see, the lamp is still a major roadblock for dark rooms for a lot of these players.
And unfortunately, he passed by the purple chest where it's hiding. Sinhe now picking up his crystal from Palace of Darkness. And all he needs to do now is head over to the Lumberjack cave and pick up his medallion, and he is on his way.
Gotta love that swagging in the strats.
Yep, Malle using his swag net to take on Aghanim 1. Always a fun trip. And Sinhe now heading into the Lumberjack cave. And finally, after 1 hour and 24 minutes, I can finally say this. Ladies and gentlemen, Sinhe has officially entered Go Mode!
It ended up being a very trolly one after all.
This was a Shade Seed without a doubt. A very rough Shade Seed here. But nonetheless, Sinhe is now on his way. He just has to finish up Skull Woods, and then he's on his way to go moding Turtle Rock, which, while not the easiest dungeon to go mode, certainly is worth it to go mode versus not having to, as opposed to full clearing it. So he is in good shape right now.
Indeed. He's looking good for finishing this season first in all 4 of these races that are showcased.
Looks like Pastillage found the single error in the Bombos tablet from what the chat's confirming. I missed that. And both Sinhe and Malle now working in the back end of Skull Woods. Sinhe now already at Motula. With his setup, the only thing that's going to hold him back is he does not have the half magic, which he's likely not going to get now since he's in go mode. He will not be going to Catfish to pick that up.
Oh no, especially not at Catfish.
But he picks up his 6th crystal. He's got 1 more left to go, and that's going to be at Turtle Rock. I saw chat asking, why am I not commentating at EDQ? Simple. I'm broke. I can't afford to go there. Otherwise, I probably would attempt to do so.
That's a very good reason.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Yeah, that's the other reason, as Elmas points out, is that a lot of the developers and a lot of the bigger players in the ALTTP Randomizer community are going to be there, and more than likely they would be the ones commentating it. But hey, you know, shout outs to them. They're, you know, I'm not the only good commentator here, folks. I'm just one of them. I'm just one of them. There's plenty of good commentators out there, so it will still be a good show regardless.
Indeed. Randomizer of A Link to the Past really did build a beautiful community in the last few months, ever since they started doing tournaments. So a big shout out to Speed Gaming for bringing communities together.
Absolutely, they are a bunch of amazing people. It's the reason I got involved. Is there's such awesome community to be a part of. Definitely, you know, get on their Discord channel, join the community. You'll be welcome with open arms. Malle now picking up his Ether Medallion, and he is now in go mode as Sinhe is making his way into Turtle Rock. So at this point, the only thing Sinhe's going to be looking for is the big key and whatever small keys they need to find along the way. They are not looking for any items, aside from maybe the silvers, which we know they're not going to find here. Pastillage is going to be the only other person, aside from Maligord, to find them, since he's in Swamp Palace right now. He's actually doing left side, but we know there's not going to be anything over there.
That can't.
Oh, and we have Butter Sword.
Butter Sword and Big Key right next to each other. Wow, that was nice.
Considering he's gonna have to do silver as Ganon, then butter sword is definitely nice. I mean, you can easily do it with only tempered sword, but having the butter sword, I'll take that.
Yeah, these tame chomps can be a real pain if you don't know what to do against them.
Sure, but thankfully they do have red tunics, so it's not gonna be too bad.
Bit more of a problem when you're still on green mail at this point.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we can confirm that Gerno is our first place finisher, finishing with an official SL time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Considering what this seed had, yeah, that was a very good time.
And just to let you guys know, we'll probably announce the top 10 winners along with our 4 runners, depending on when they finish. Though, given our current rate, I wouldn't be surprised if one of our 4 ends up in the top 10. With Sinhe and Malle almost finishing up, they probably will get it in the top 10 at this rate.
Oh, definitely.
And Sinhe, since he is a go mode, not even going to bother checking laser burst. He has more than enough key. He has the class key he needed, so he is going right on to try next. Not a bad call at all. All right, so Sinhe now finishing on the last, working on the last stage of Try Next with the butter sword. Should be a very easy fight for him as well. Very quick fight. So that is it. Sinhe is finished up. He's getting his last crystal now, and he is on his way to Ganon's Tower. And ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. There's a little game we like to play here. There are exactly 22 possible locations inside of Ganon's Tower where the big key could be hiding. Where do you think that big key is going to be? Get your guesses in chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dynasty, where do you think that big key is hiding?
I'll go with a classic and say number 2.
Go early, huh? All right, well, I'm going to go the opposite end. I'm going to say, I always go with specific locations. I'm going to say Ice Armos Room, center chest.
Huh, so vanilla location.
Yeah. I think it's appropriate. We haven't had too much vanilla stuff happening this seed, aside from the green pendant. Well, let's find out as we head inside. First chest, we find a 5-arrow upgrade. Second chest, just big 20, so you're out.
Dang.
Small key on the torch, that's number 3, and Rip Bob. For those that don't know, Bob is a anti-fairy that if you leave that torch alone, glitches him out. And instead of people took a liking to him, so we kind of left him in the game. And it looks like we have our second place finisher. Killer App 23 has finished in second place with a time of 1:36.21. And we have our third place finish. Cransoon is finished in third with a time of 1:37.24. So we're going to start to see a lot of our runners here catch up pretty quickly. We're going to be seeing a lot of that done very soon at this point.
Indeed. Most experienced players tend to finish one after another like this.
And there's the big key in the rando room. So now Sinhe working his way up to the gauntlet. But Buttershort shouldn't have too much trouble with this. It's just going to matter of getting past these red mimics.
Indeed. It's not a very hard room, but it's very annoying with the beetles.
It is, definitely.
I think that's a theme inside of the gauntlet. It's not hard enemies to kill. They put you with conveyor belts, moving beamos, mimics, everything. They just put everything in your way.
Ooh, takes a fall there, unfortunately. And pretty much Matt 9494, that's the reason why the bow is required, is for those red mimics. Because you have to have the bow to kill them. No questions about it. Maligord now finishing up Helmassar King. He's got all of his crystals except for Turtle Rock, so he just has to pick up his Ether Medallion, and he will be on in-go mode and ready to take on Turtle Rock as well. And Problems IRL has just finished in fourth place with a time of 1:40.20. All right, Sinhe now working his way through the torch rooms here. As Malle is working on his way on the left side, he'll get his big key soon enough. And we can now confirm Big Dunka has finished in 5th place here with an official time of 1:41.29. Gerdo is now in the chat. Congratulations, Gerdo, on your win, by the way. Nicely done. GG. Oh, and Trolldorm strikes again! And Gemini has finished in 6th place with a time of 1:42.19. Wow, Trolldorm is not playing nice with Sinhe right now. He is just getting bodied badly. And Yukabonk has finished in 7th place with a time of 1:42.49.
That was a nasty biter on Trolldorm.
Trolldorm's revenge. As he opens the final chest and gets himself 5 rupees for it.
Yeah, at this point, when you don't have the silvers, you're always hoping that maybe these final chests have just to make it a bit easier on Ganon. But as we know, it was in Swamp, so no silvers.
Yep, and Sinhe now taking on Agatu. At this rate, there's a good chance Malle may not even make the top 10, even though he's in the gauntlet as we speak. Because we are seeing a lot of races just finish up pretty quickly here.
It's not surprising, given the caliber of players we have nowadays.
That's very true. We've got a lot of top-tier runners in this community, so it's a lot harder for anyone to get good runs. As Sinhe now finishes off Agatu, and now it's time for the big pig.
Wonder what quote he'll give us today. To be fair, I think anybody would be tilted by being pushed down by so many times.
Yeah, when you get bodied by Trolldorm more than once, you're already just like, oh, come on. Thankfully, with that butter sword, this will be an early first phase here for Ganon. It's just a matter of dealing with that last phase. Now, since Sinhe does not have the silvers, the only way he's going to be able to damage Ganon is he's going to do spin slashes right as Ganon is teleporting. That will allow him to do a very good amount of damage. So he's going to have to do this very carefully. But with Butter Sword, he won't have to do too many of them, thankfully.
Also know that he did get the torch glitch, making that much easier to get it.
Absolutely. If you light the first torch there on the left before the second one on the right goes out, the right torch will never extinguish, making it that much easier to get damage. Only need 1 or 2 more hits to go. And we have bacon! Once he enters the door, we'll get his official time. And he finishes with an official SRL time of 146.40.
Well done. 8th place is still very good considering the time they get. I say anytime you get sub 2 in randomizer, it's amazing. With the bow on Vitreous and Aga required. Yeah.
Malle now finishing up Trolldorn 2, having a little bit better luck, and Willard J. Bradley has finished up in 9th place with a time of 147.55. Now working on Aghanim too. I'm a little bit of trouble there. He's going for Swaganim strats. He's got his swag net out. And Sinhe will be joining us here shortly to talk about his run here, so be ready for that as well. Make sure you give all of our runners a follow on Twitch. They definitely deserve it after a run like this. Malle now finishing up his run, heading on to Ganon, as Sinhe is now ready to join us in here in the channel. Sinhe, GG, my friend.
Well played. That was pretty awesome.
Sinhe, we can't seem to hear you there. Are you coming through?
All right, does it work now?
Yep, now we hear you.
All right, sorry about that. Just some misconfiguration in Discord.
That's all right, my friend. But GG to you, sir. How you feeling after that?
Yeah, kind of terrible. Regarding my execution in the seat, ugh. Like, let's rather not talk about that fall on the Palace of Darkness bridge and especially the spike boom in Ice Palace. It was just plain horrible.
So you want us to talk about Trolldorm instead?
Oh, well, I guess it's probably the worst Moldom I had today. In fact, no, I just can't believe I felt like, what, Trice and Moldom 2?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But it happens to the best of us, my friend.
Well, yeah, it's just one of these days.
Hey, you still made the top 10. You can't be too upset about that.
Nah, I'm definitely not too upset about that. I mean, top 10 is all good and stuff. I'm okay with that. I just didn't expect anyone to finish before I was done with Turtle Rock. It's a rarity as well.
Indeed, with a Naga required and bow on Vitreous of all places.
But it was fine. I kind of expected the bow to be on Vitreous. After seeing Eva, I thought about going into Area 1 immediately just to get it for Turtle Rock, but then again I took a look at my tracker and saw that port is also required, and kind of was hoping to find the bow before that. So I can route it in immediately. And then, yeah, let's Fire Rod first chest in Palace of Darkness. That was literally the best that could have happened in this seat.
Yep. And we can confirm that Gonspor has finished in 10th place with a time of 1:51.25, and even beating his PB by 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So congratulations to him. And Malle getting his bacon.
Indeed, and I believe he is also done in 11th place now with a time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 31 seconds.
That is correct. He will be joining us shortly as Maligord now has making his way through Ganon's Tower. And Monochi has finished up with 1:52.13. He's going to take 12th place. Let me get Malle in here real quick. Malle, GG, my friend. Malle, can you hear us?
Hello? Hello?
There we go.
Alrighty. Hello. GG.
So how do you feel after that seed?
I feel pretty good. It was, interesting, I guess. Wasn't too bad. I think the worst thing was the lamp spot.
Indeed, in the purple chest. That was quite a location for it.
Yeah, and Flute was on Death Mountain, so I don't think there was the logic intended you to save and quit for those. Because Mir was also up there.
Yeah, it's very rare, but it is in the logic to actually need to save and quit for both the blacksmith and the purple chest.
It's rare, but it does happen, unfortunately.
How did you feel about finding the bow on Vitreous?
I felt very relieved, actually. Very relieved. Because I hadn't actually dove into Pod in Eastern, and that was going to be my next stop if I didn't find anything in the Mire area.
Indeed, finding it in Pod would have been pretty tragic for most of these runners, I think, as people tend to leave Pod alone until you find the bow. Fortunately, Pod was bow locked, so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it was bow locked by Fire Rod, no less.
Yeah, of all items.
That was just the perfect storm for me, kind of, right there at the end. I found everything I needed right after, one after the other.
Well, still, congratulations. You still did a sub 2, which is pretty nice.
Thank you.
Now, with our other two runners, Maligord is currently running through the gauntlet. Pastillage still has to finish Turtle Rock, unfortunately, because he's been way behind this entire race. But, ooh, what a race for you guys.
It's fun to see too that I think most players didn't go for silvers too, as they were very far inside swamp.
Yeah, I didn't want to go into swamp unless it was absolutely necessary. I mean, it's not like it's a terrible thing if you're just checking for items because there's so many there, but I didn't want to have to go in there.
Well, it worked out for you. The only two runners who did, as far as the 4-week restreaming, are Maligord and Pastillage. Both of them are still trying to complete their run. So obviously, going for the silvers would have just been a waste of time for you guys.
Yeah, they're nice to have, but when you have literally everything else, it's not that important.
Yeah, Butter Sword Silvers is not difficult at all. So there was really no need for the silvers in this particular race.
Yeah, I still checked for them as I was going up the tower, just in the easy chest, just because. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Indeed, finding it there just makes the last fight so much easier and so much faster too, so might as well.
I mean, if I were in like a tournament race, I probably wouldn't have done that. But I mean, if it's just like a daily race, then why not? One thing I liked, well, I liked a lot of things in this run actually, but was I lost my fire shield, and then like not even a few minutes later, I got the mirror shield.
Yeah, I think you were the only person who ended up getting the mirror shield by the end, because everyone else is still on red shield.
Yeah, it was on Zora Ledge. I mean, you could skip it very easily. I just decided, well, you never know. This does make your life easier sometimes, and it's right there. I just went for it.
Yeah, a lot of our runners are now turning in. We do have to call out Latchery, who just got a PB, who just got a new personal best of 156.49, an improvement by 5 minutes and 58 seconds. So congratulations to Latchery for that. As Maligord finishing off Trolldorm 2, having a little bit better luck than Sinhe did.
Did you take a spill?
He took 2. But while we're waiting for them to finish up, we do want to update you guys. We know, if you guys enjoyed this race here, don't forget we do have our Link to the Past randomizer tournament going on. We have Crantoon versus Amazing Ampharos happening this Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. with both races back to back, possibly a match 3 later on if necessary. And then on Friday, starting at 3, we have JSR2 Gamers and the last year's champion Ajneb 174 happening Friday at 3. With the second race happening Saturday at 2. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you guys are enjoying this, that's where you can get all your more randomizer action. Plus, we have dailies going on 3 times a day. And with that, actually, let me just double check our schedule for later today. We actually have an open all dungeons entrance race happening at 8 p.m. tonight and a Key Sanity race going on at 11 p.m. You definitely don't want to miss out on those. So many good races going on. More randomizer in action than you could possibly ask for. And of course, we have all of our other races happening on Speed Gaming's 1 through 4 all the time. So if you're into speed races like I am, you definitely want to tune in, follow all of our channels. Speed Gaming 1 through 4, Randomania 1 through 4, and for Link to the Past Randomizer, we have ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4 with all of those races going on. Definitely do not miss out. And now Maligord working on the Big Pig himself as Pastillage is working his way through Turtle Rock.
That's right. There's also the secondary tournament that's not over yet. We still have to see the finals on the 29th.
Yep, the finals of the secondary tournament, Zertinal versus Zane, happening starting, like I said, Friday, December 29th at 1 p.m. All 3 races back to back to back. Definitely don't want to miss out on that as well. Speaking of Zertinal, he's in our chat right now, actually. So Zertinal, good luck to you on that one, my friend.
Down goes
Maligord
Ganon.
finishing off the Big Pig. And it looks like he stopped his stream here, but he does finish with an official our time there of 2 hours and 56 seconds. Nicely done for Maligord. So now as far as our restream goes, we're down to Pastillage, who's halfway through Turtle Rock as we speak.
So that's where Powder was.
It was on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I actually got that even though I didn't have to go to Laser Bridge at all. I just figured I want to check this. I want to check it. And it was right there.
Yeah, a bit too late to be useful.
And Ganon's tower does have a few nice spots for it, but
Yeah, that's true.
Gonspore, the Silvers were deep in Swamp Palace, so that's why you didn't see it. And now Maligord joining us here in the channel. GG, Maligord.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
So, what's your thoughts on this seed?
I giggled a lot. I saw Ether about 10 seconds into the seed and thought, you know, it's going to be just like a daily, but that's going to be required.
Indeed, Aga seeds are always fun. at least it is for chat. it's another thing for runners.
It was alright. It was just that when I saw that I didn't have it, so I thought it was going to be an ice run. That was going to truly, no, that was right there, an ice palace. Finally.
Just warning you right now, Maligord, you might want to turn your volume up a little bit because I can just barely hear you over the gameplay audio from Pastillage's side.
How's this? Is this better?
A little bit, yeah. Pastillage now finishing up Turtle Rock. He's going to be going his way to Ganon's Tower, so we're just about wrapped up here, folks. Once we get through that, we'll be able to finish this game, then this stream up. Hopefully you guys had fun. But Maligord, what do you think was the trolliest item for you?
Definitely the boots. I was looking for the boots, well, since I went to Desert and knew they were required. And then, of course, I had a chance to go up to Hera about 20 minutes before I did. Of course, they're just sitting on the floor there, just waiting for me.
Okay, is it me or is there anyone else noticing his mic cutting out?
yeah, it's getting a little bit quieter at points.
Yeah, it seems to be a small technical issue, but yeah, boots were definitely at a weird place inside of Hera. It was a bit of a shame since you, like you said, you were there a lot earlier. Could have gotten, but hey, that's rando. You never know where stuff is, and you take gambles.
Yeah, I told myself when I went to Eastern Death Mountain, you know, I can get Hera as I'm finishing here, but then there was so much over there. I got the flute, I got a couple other things that just opened up more, and I just left.
Still, you gave us a really good show overall, I think. So, one hand of applause from everybody. That was fun to watch.
I appreciate it, guys, and thank you for all you guys do, and the commentary and the tracking, and of course Fiesel. for rolling this incredibly great seed and for all that he does.
I can sense the sarcasm there, considering your comment in the SRL chat earlier.
Yeah, a little bit, but no, I mean, randomizer is fun, and if you're just gonna have a jet seed where it's along your path, it's not a whole lot of fun.
Makes for a good change of pace.
Could have always been worse. Let's be fair here. This is not the trolliest scene I've seen, but it's pretty bad.
No, for a seed that required you to go to Ice Palace first, it was pretty generous with the safeties.
Indeed, with red mail so early on.
Yeah, I had tempered before I went in there too, so I was like, okay, well, let's go do this.
Pretty much everyone had red mail temper by the time they got to Ice Palace, and like we mentioned, Malle was the only one who found Riot Shield, but everyone else had at least Red Shield by the time they had finished. And of course, Butter Sword being in Turtle Rock in a place you're guaranteed to find it. Like, everyone was in really good shape.
Yeah, it was.
Right,
go
it was
ahead.
just right up there on the ledge. Anyone could have gone back and got it if they needed it for Razor Bridge.
Oh, fair being fair, shields, if you're a good enough runner, shields very rarely are that useful, except for maybe the mirror shield, and even then, like, the odds, because of how hard it is to get, it's very rarely worth it.
It's a good safety, I would say, especially on a few bosses such as Blind. Having Fire Shield on Blind is great when you don't have a lot of hearts.
All right, so at this point, we're just keeping an eye on Pastillage. He's making his way up the gauntlet right now, so he should be finished up here pretty soon. I hate to say it, I think actually going out of your way to get the silvers has actually cost you guys more time than it saved. Because Maligord, you and Pastillage were the only two who got the silvers, and you guys were some of the further behind racers.
Yeah, but at that time they were missing a bunch of different items too, so they were probably wishing that either Bow or I think maybe was it the lamp they were also missing at that point?
I think for one of them it was, yeah.
Yeah, when I went into Swamp, that was really my only dungeon play at that time. I mean, there was some open world stuff, but I said, let's go into a dungeon. Swamp's got some good stuff.
And yes, 14 tracks. Yes, there is going to be another race, another daily race at 8 p.m. here tonight. It will be a open all dungeons, meaning you have to complete all the dungeons, and an entrance randomizer, simple entrance randomizer. So some of the entrances will be mixed around as well. So it'll be pretty similar to this race with a few minor exceptions happening. That's happening at 8 p.m. tonight, and then there's also a key sanity race at 11. Key sanity meaning that the dungeon items, such as all the keys, compasses, and maps, will also be part of the overall item pool instead of just being restricted to their specific dungeons. That will be happening at 11 p.m. tonight, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And then, as PK Sandman points out, if you guys are fans of the new Super Mario Odyssey, there's going to be a any percent race coming up immediately after this in about 15 minutes or so, right here on this channel. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've got plenty of racing here to come.
So one thing about the lamp, diving into Swamp House to look for it, it couldn't actually have been there in the seed, I'm pretty sure, because the mirror was on Death Mountain, and so was the flute, which means both those items were technically locked by the lamp by the logic, unless I'm mistaken. So lamp couldn't have been in Swamp.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes when you break the logic of the seed by doing a bit of minor glitches. You tend to lose where items could be. So it's sometimes hard to follow.
Yeah, I actually didn't think I was hoping to find Link there, but I also needed bow and that one. So
I see. I see. That makes sense.
Oh, and just for a bit of clarity, the next race tonight, the Open All Dungeons Ancient Simple, is on Speed Gaming 2.
Yeah, so definitely make sure. That's why I always say follow all of our channels: Speed Gaming 1 through 4, Randomania 1 through 4, ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4. Make sure you follow all of those channels because races happen there and there all the time. Speed Gaming has the majority of our races. Randomania has a bunch of our others races, such as Zelda 1 Randomizer and a couple others. And of course, ALTP Randomizer is the main place for our secondary tournament, which the finale of is happening this Friday, so you definitely don't want to miss that on that either.
is he gonna validate? No.
Looks like he skipped the last chest. Oh
Ah.
well. It's not like he could find anything useful in there anyway. He already has the silvers.
Those 5 rupees might be important.
Those 5 rupees are just so essential, right? And now Pastillage on his way to Ganon to finish this up.
Butter and silver. This should be pretty quick. I think he's gonna do this pretty well.
Yeah, he shouldn't have. He is pretty much decked to the, armed to the rafters here with his setup. He shouldn't have too much trouble with this fight.
Where did he find Brian? Oh my goodness.
Brian was in Palace of Darkness.
I hit pod and go mode, so
I was wondering if he had a blue potion there.
Good thing he did. He's got the half magic, thankfully. But, having that, want to make sure you're stocked up and ready to go for this final phase. Gonspore half magic was at Catfish. Catfish was the one that had that. All right, one more hit to go.
GG. Gets rid of Ganon once and for all. Until next rando seed.
Indeed. Pastillage now finishing up. He's got his official time, 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Well played on all of our runners in this race. This was an absolutely fun race to commentate.
Absolutely. Enjoyed watching all you guys run. I always enjoy commentating these races because you guys always put on one hell of a show.
I try to make things interesting, one way or another. I'm looking forward to watching the VOD, though. Watching stuff you commentate is always real fun, because you have a lot of energy. I like that.
Thank you, Malle, as Pastillage now joining us here in the channel. GG, my friend.
GG, everyone. That was quite the seed.
GG.
Indeed it was. How did you feel about that seed overall?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. Like, I found all my items pretty early on, but then you had to find that lamp.
Yeah, that lamp trolled a lot of you guys.
I'm looking forward to watching
that and the
VOD, though.
boots, I think, were the two guys that got you.
Watching stuff you commentate is always real
The
fun.
boots weren't that bad
You
for
have
me,
a lot of
actually,
energy.
because I found
I like
fire
that.
rods really early on and just went up to Hera
Thank you,
pretty
Malle,
early.
as Pastillage now joining us here in the channel. GG, my friend.
GG.
Oh, indeed. And then, of course, the bow on Vitreous. That was a fun.
I honestly was expecting it on the laser bridge at that point, but I was kind of happy to find it at that point.
I can understand that. Oh man. But still, you didn't get last place, so hey,
Not
gotta count for
last.
something, right?
Woo. Well, the only positive thing I have to say for the end of that run is that I got a gold split on my gauntlet execution.
Nice. But I'm just trying to think like what else we haven't mentioned yet because there's a lot of good stuff that happened in this race.
Yeah, this early Ice Palace play that was quite a hard one to make for. I've seen a lot of these players watch all of the overworld. What did you do again, Pastillage?
I actually like going into Ice Palace pretty early on, and especially after I found the Fire Rod, I was like, okay, I have Fire Rod, I have Bombos, I have a hammer, this is Ice Palace, I'm just doing it.
Oh, you had Fire Rod before Bombos?
Yep.
Huh.
I think he was the only one because I think all you guys went into Ice Palace pretty early without the Fire Rod. But he was one of the first ones to go into Pod.
Which was boat locked.
By the Fire Rod, ironically.
Yeah, it's good information to have, and Fire Rod's more useful than Bombos and Ice Palace anyway, so.
Yeah, I also had half magic, so it was like, Ice Palace is gonna be easy.
Yeah, I can understand that. It makes for a lot of more easy strats on the boss too.
Like, the only thing I was iffy on was not having the hook shot at first, but then you open the first chest and it's a hook shot, and you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the bomb jump in the room with all the jellies, seeing hookshot was a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't actually pull the trigger on Ice Palace, I think, until I had Red Cane. So I didn't want to go in there and then just be locked out without having to do the bomb jump. But after I got a Red Cane Tempered Sword, I decided, because there was still a few overlord places I could check. I could check Eastern Palace for items and such, but at that point, it seemed pretty obvious that Ice Palace was what the logic wanted you to do.
And Weller J. Bradley in the chat calling you guys out. It's like, oh man, 2 people did Swamp. Woof.
Yeah, that was still in my lamp searching phase, unfortunately.
He's just jealous he didn't get the silver arrows.
Probably true. I told Maligord this, but Lamp couldn't actually have been in Swamp by the logic. Though if you were looking for bow, I kind of understand why you went in there. Because Flute and Mirror were both on Death Mountain, and that was locked by the lamp and the logic. Lamp couldn't actually been in Swamp Palace.
Oh, of course, yeah. I always sequence break really early up the mountain, so I kind of forget not having access to it.
Yeah, it's something that can trip you up along the way. If you forget where you got certain items and you're just not thinking about it, you're just thinking, what's the biggest collection of items that I can get right now?
Oh well, getting silvers is always a nice bonus.
Absolutely. All right. So, any final comments from you guys before we sign off?
The only thing I can really think of is to thank you guys for commentating and Fiesel for the restream.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely. I said that earlier, but it always bears repeating a second time. Thank you guys for all that you do. It's, we wouldn't have the stream to show off our medium skills here.
Give yourself more credit than that. This was a lot of fun to watch. So thank you guys for giving us an amazing run, giving us something to commentate. So don't go anywhere, guys. Super Mario Odyssey is up next. You guys don't want to miss out on that. And if you guys are enjoying Link to the Past Randomizer, we've got more dailies. We've got, like we said, we've got the 8 p.m. open all dungeons entrance race on Speed Gaming 2. And we have a key sanity race at 11 here on Speed Gaming 1. And of course, we do have our tournament for those asking. We've got 2 races going on with that. We've got Cranston versus Amazing Ampharos Thursday at 8. We've got JSR2 Gamers and Ajnab 174 Friday and Saturday. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that. We have our secondary tournament going on as well, with the finals of that happening this Friday at 1 p.m. starting at 1 p.m. All 3 races, well, 2 to 3 races depending. So definitely don't miss out on that. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for joining us. Any last words from you, Dynasty, before we go?
I'm gonna say this seed was truly a shade seed.
Yeah, blame me. I know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys here in the channel for running for us. And on behalf of everyone here at Speed Gaming on the Shades, and also, actually, before I forget, we should also give credit to our tracker, our 2 trackers that we have. Call Me Hefe and Dude. Make sure you give them a follow as well. Make sure you follow all of our runners, as well as myself and Dynasty Zero. Show some love to all the awesome people that help make this thing together. But in the meantime, on behalf of everybody here on the Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!